Martin Bakole comes out with some huge news about upcoming fights and situations. He was naming situations like Dane Dubois, Joseph Parker, uh, mixed in with the Usyk situation. But then he also went on to say that Turki Al-Sheikh was interested in planning a fight between him and Anthony Joshua in Africa. And this is something that I was discussing recently on my channel, on a couple of lives actually. It was last year. But we were discussing Bakole fighting somebody in Africa on a stacked card, possibly Riyadh. But I didn't see anything happening. That was just a thought at that time. But we brought it up a couple of times, different opponents. I think even FA was an opponent we had brought up with Bakole. But now, looking at everything, they're saying that Turki Al-Sheikh can possibly plan a fight between him and Joshua in Africa. And that'll be a good fight to have. Joshua is, he's not scared of a matchup in certain situations, even though the way he's being moved isn't ideal as far as where he's at right now, as far as the fights we wanted to see. There's still a lot of fights we want to see, is my point. But he's still gonna be able to move as far as with the big fights. That wasn't a problem. I don't think it was. I think they were basically past the Dubois situation, or even running rematches back. He's done that multiple times. After a while, rematches the same person. I mean, you can do it, but after a while, you're gonna have 6 or 7 opponents, and it's gonna be the same name twice. So, you're probably just stepping away from doing that. Which is, fighting one person at a time, different styles, tournament style. That's how boxers usually are. So, that's not a difficult situation, but I could definitely see Joshua possibly bouncing back. He's familiar with this guy, so this is something that could be good, could be bad. He was familiar with Dubois, went bad. Maybe he needs this to kind of bounce back a little bit. But I think he's still open to any fight. He's still going to be able to compete in any fight. That's not a question. It's just what version of him are you getting in that fight? Thought he was a little lackadaisical the last fight. It's not a good recipe for Bakole right now with what he brings to the table, but it's a good challenge. It's a fight a lot of people would like to see. Haven't seen somebody in the ring with Bakole like Joshua, so that's definitely a fight a lot of people will be interested in. It's getting a lot of hype right now. I think most people have moved past the Fury and Joshua fight, me as well. The energy behind it before, even going into the fight, it was kind of flat, to be honest with you. It's kind of flattened out. Sometimes waiting 6 months or 12 months to make a fight makes a huge difference. Win or lose. Sometimes it makes a huge difference. It's just not the fight you expected. And if those guys aren't at their best, you're already asking for a lot too, to have those guys not at their best and jumping in the ring after difficult losses. So with this Bakole situation, it looks a lot better on paper as far as in my eyes. Not saying it's a bigger fight or whatever. I'm just saying for the moment right now, you still got a guy, they both improvement mode right now, Joshua and Bakole. So that's why I say it's a better situation. I think him going against Dubois or Fury right now, those are good fights, but probably not the best thing for him. Maybe he needs this situation to happen with Bakole. But Turki Al-Sheikh is making some big moves right now. I'm going to continue to try to throw some ideas out there, because the fights, you can't imagine how many fights I done sat up here and talked about it. They've actually came true. I mean, it's actually a new day in boxing. But that's all I got. Like and subscribe.